Let's talk about the coordinate plane or the coordinate grid. So some important vocabulary that we need to know is first the x-axis. The x-axis is the horizontal number line. In the coordinate system. All right, so if I draw myself a coordinate grid, this line is our x-axis. So the horizontal line is our x-axis. The y-axis is the vertical number line in the coordinate system. So this vertical line represents the y of my coordinate grid. The origin is the point that is located at 0, 0. So it splits or right dab in the middle of our grid. So the origin would be here, where the 2 points meet, and that is located at 0, 0. So the points are located in reference to the x coordinate and the y coordinate. The x-axis and y-axis separate the coordinate plane into 4 regions that we call quadrants. Okay, so these 4 regions, 1, 2, 3, 4, are called quadrants. And you can remember how to number the quadrants if you think about the letter C. Okay, so that's how they're numbered using Roman numbers counterclockwise. So think about the letter C when you are numbering your coordinate plane to describe the coordinates or the quadrants. The origin is located at 0, 0, as we mentioned, where the 2 axes meet or cross. All right, so remember this point right in the middle is the origin. Ordered pairs are always named by their x coordinate first and then their y coordinate. So x, y. So when we're writing coordinates, we always start with the x value, so left or right. All right, on our coordinate grid, the x coordinate tells you how far to go left or right, and the y coordinate tells you how far to go up or down. So when we're looking at our coordinate plane, these numbers on the right are positive numbers, okay? The numbers to the left are negative. And then the numbers going up are positive, and the numbers going down are negative, all right? So let's look at some examples and plot some points on our coordinate grid. All right, so first it says to label the x-axis, the y-axis, the origin, and the quadrants. All right, so remember we said that the horizontal axis is called the x-axis. And the vertical line is called the y-axis. All right, so again, x-axis and y-axis. Then it says to label our origin. So remember, our origin is where the horizontal and vertical line meets. Okay, that's our origin. Then it says to label the quadrants. So remember I said we go counterclockwise using Roman numerals. So this will be quadrant 1. This will be quadrant 2. This will be quadrant 3. and this will be quadrant 4. In quadrant 1, we have positive coordinates, a positive x and a positive y, okay? So our x will be here and our y will be here, okay? So our point will be in our first quadrant. In quadrant 2, we will have a negative x and a positive y, all right? So our point will be here, negative x, positive y. Our point in our third quadrant will be a negative x and a negative y. All right, so our point will be down here. Left for negative x, down for negative y. And then in our fourth quadrant, we will have a positive x and a negative y. All right, so to the right, positive, and then down for our negative in this fourth quadrant. Now let's plot some points on our coordinate grid. All right, so remember we have our 4 quadrants. This is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Remember they're numbered. We can think about it using the letter C. They go counterclockwise. So let's plot point A on our grid. All right, so point A is at 3, positive 3, positive 4. So remember, our coordinates are x, y. So I'm going to start at my origin, and I'm going to count over 3, 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to go up 4 spaces, because my point is in quadrant 1, so it's positive, positive. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to put point A right here. All right. Point B is a negative, negative point, which is going to be found here in quadrant number 3. At first, because remember you go left or right first because the x coordinate is written first. So I'm going to go over to negative 4, and then I'm going to go down to negative 2, and point B will be here. Point C is in our second quadrant. All right, so x is to the left, negative x is to the left, so I'm going to go over 1 to negative 1. Then I'm going to go up to positive 3. So my x is negative and my y is positive. So remember, you count left or right first, and then up and down. All right, so I got A, B, and C. Let's look at point D. Point D is a positive 2, so I'm going to go to the right, and a negative 2, so I'm going to go down. So that's positive, or that's point D, which is in the fourth quadrant. Point E is at 0, 3. So I'm going to start at my origin, and I'm going to go up to positive 3. All right? So you start at your origin, you go up, so it's going to be right on the line. Okay? So when you have a 0 first, then your point is going to be right on the y-axis. Okay? Because you're not moving left or right. You're just going up or down. Point F is going to be negative 4, so I go over 1, 2, 3, 4. And I don't go up or down, so I stay right on that x-axis, and this is point F. So if your y coordinate is 0, then you're just going to either move left or right. Those are your notes for the coordinate plane.